Someone is still hiding the truth. Just when it looked as though justice was finally within reach, one chilling confrontation threatens to change everything. The courtroom has heard days of emotional testimony, accusations have flown in every direction, and Megan Walsh remains determined to convince everyone that she's the victim. But with the jury preparing to deliver its verdict, another question refuses to go away. Is one crucial piece of evidence still missing? As the trial enters its final stage, emotions are stretched to breaking point. Will Driscoll knows that every decision he makes could shape not only his future but everyone else's as well. After months of manipulation and fear, speaking the truth has never been more difficult. Earlier in the week, everything seemed to fall apart. Under enormous pressure, Will dramatically retracted his original statement, claiming that he had fabricated the allegations against Megan. His shocking reversal sent waves through the courtroom, leaving his family devastated and giving Megan exactly the opening she had been hoping for. For a moment, it looked as though the entire case was collapsing. Megan wasted no time taking advantage of the situation. Calm, confident and determined to rewrite history, she painted herself as nothing more than a caring athletics coach who had tried to support a vulnerable teenager. She even turned the spotlight onto Will's family, suggesting that his father Ben had pushed him too hard because of his own sporting ambitions. The accusations landed like a bombshell. Suddenly, those who had spent months fighting for justice found themselves being questioned instead. Every lie Megan told seemed carefully designed to create doubt, leaving everyone wondering whether the jury would believe her version of events. But that was only the beginning. Will couldn't ignore what was happening. Listening to Megan twist the truth and attack the people who had stood beside him finally became too much. Faced with the possibility that she might walk free, he made a courageous decision. He returned to the witness stand. This time, there were no more half-truths and no more attempts to protect the woman who had manipulated him for so long. Will admitted that his earlier retraction had been false and once again described the abusive relationship that had changed his life forever. His words transformed the atmosphere inside the courtroom. The confidence Megan had displayed moments earlier suddenly began to crack. For the first time, it became clear that the truth might finally be catching up with her. Yet even then Megan refused to give up. Instead of accepting responsibility, she continued insisting that she had done nothing wrong. She clung desperately to the hope that enough uncertainty remained for the jury to doubt Will's testimony. As proceedings paused before the verdict, everyone believed the worst was finally over. They were wrong. Away from the courtroom, Megan confronted Will in a quiet corner of the precinct. There were no lawyers, no judge and no jury to witness what happened next. The mask slipped completely. She shoved Will against a wall and unleashed a torrent of cruel insults, calling him weak and claiming she had only ever paid attention to him because she pitied him. It was a terrifying reminder that, despite everything that had happened, Megan still wanted to control him through fear. The encounter left viewers horrified. After everything Will had endured, he was once again forced to face the woman who had spent months manipulating him. Her words revealed exactly why breaking free from an abusive relationship is never as simple as walking away. Eventually, the moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived. The jury was ready. As families gathered inside the courtroom, silence filled the room. Every face reflected anxiety, hope and fear in equal measure. No one could predict what would happen next. But while many viewers were focused on the verdict itself, others noticed something very different. Across social media, fans began discussing what they believed was a surprising omission from the trial. Earlier in the storyline, viewers had learned that Will wasn't the only teenager Megan had allegedly targeted. The revelation suggested there had been another young victim whose experience helped paint a disturbing picture of Megan's behavior. Yet during the trial that information barely featured. For many fans, the absence immediately stood out. Some questioned whether mentioning another alleged victim could have strengthened the prosecution's case. Others wondered whether investigators had deliberately focused only on charges directly involving Will. Whatever the explanation, the missing detail quickly became one of the biggest talking points surrounding the storyline. It also raised fresh questions. Was there more evidence that the audience hadn't yet seen? Could further revelations still emerge after the verdict? Or had the trial only exposed part of Megan's disturbing history? Those unanswered questions only added to the emotional weight surrounding the case. For Will, however, the legal arguments mattered far less than something much more personal. He simply wanted to be believed. After months of doubting himself, carrying shame that was never his to bear and living under Megan's influence, finding the courage to speak honestly represented a victory in itself. His family stood firmly beside him, determined that whatever happened next he would never have to face his trauma alone again. As the verdict approached, every second felt endless. Would the jury accept Will's testimony? Would Megan finally face the consequences of her actions? Or would yet another unexpected twist throw everything back into uncertainty? The answers would change lives forever. Yet even as justice appeared closer than ever, the debate among viewers continued to grow. Some remained focused on the courtroom drama, while others couldn't stop thinking about the evidence they believed had been left unexplored. If there is one thing this emotional storyline has demonstrated, it is that the impact of manipulation extends far beyond a single victim. Every lie leaves scars, every threat creates fear, and every difficult truth demands extraordinary courage to tell. The verdict may bring one chapter to an end, but the questions surrounding everything that wasn't said may continue long after the courtroom falls silent.